everybody. I am feeling much better today for some reason. That was a very quick cold, but I feel a lot better. And it's so nice to see so many people. It's a little slow right now, so I decided to do an Ask Me Anything stream. And big doings over here. This is the last full Ask Me Anything stream that will be public. I'm going to continue to do Ask Me Anything 10-minute segments at the end of every live stream, as I'm already doing. But I've changed, as some of you saw on Twitter earlier today, Movie Club, BTT Movie Club has been changed to BTT Inside Access. Ooh, you saw it on the holding page. There it is. You can see it right there. See, hello. You see the second thing there? BTT Inside Access. Exclusive and private Ask Me Anything live streams, one per month. Fewer people in the chat means more of your questions answered. And you get to vote on the movie. I didn't change that part. Darn it, I got to go back and change that. You get to vote on the date and time each month of the live stream. Because, you know, the movie thing, those had to be in the evening. And I think that was very hard to find a time that worked for everybody. And I think this is just going to be a better investment for people. Because, you know, I take that seriously. I appreciate your support. But I want to make sure you're getting bang for your buck. So this will start in January. And so make sure you've just joined by January or upgraded by January 1. Because that's when we're going to vote for when. Because we're going to still vote for when it should take place so the most people can participate. But it'll be able to take place like during the day. Which for some of you will be the night, but I think it'll just work better. Because especially the late night watch-alongs, for some people in Europe, were like 1 or 2 in the morning, which was just insane. So I think this will be fun. CJ, we'll probably do some watch-alongs here and there. Thanks for gifting a membership, Matt. We'll probably do watch-alongs here and there. They're not really effective right now. When we do them, they'll be for everybody with members, all members able to comment at every level. Victor, I just saw your question since I know the answer to this one. Victor D. Giovanni said, any confirmation that Andor is moving to 2025? I can definitely confirm that. If then, I heard the other day that Andor Season 2 won't start filming until the end of 2024, which is stupid. Stupid nuts that they would take that long to get that thing back on track. But yeah, it is real far away. Like, if it's 2025, it's going to be like end of 2025. Sion, I'm so glad you're enjoying Fargo, which I recommended. Hey, Danny, thanks for gifting a membership. I saw a couple other earlier comments here. Brad Bresson says, that's a fun photo, Brad. I'm getting ready to drive back into New York City today for my overnight pest control work in the parks. Wow, thank you for your service. They really need that. Wish me luck. Good luck, Brad. I was walking near Woolman Rink the other day, and there was a rat. It was rough. Oh, Greg, thanks for upgrading. I appreciate it. Danny, my shirt is not actually Christmas themed, but I think it counts. Hey, Lady Jennifer Snow. Thanks for upgrading. You're always so generous. All right, so this is an Ask Me Anything. Silver Scale. I wish it was a rat on skates. Woolman Rink is an ice skating rink, the famous ice skating rink in Central Park. That rat had been ice skating, I'd be like, let him live. He's already living life better than most of us. Lady Jennifer Snow, you upgraded and gifted memberships? You're a generous soul. Seb Sanford says, so we're doing an Ask Me Anything, which is basically, we're just chatting. We're just chatting casually. So let's have a good time. Seb Sanford says, watch in from Bath, England. If you had to choose from your first 2 favorite films of 2023, which ones would they be and why? Oh, Seb, you'll have to wait till maybe tomorrow to find out my favorite movies of the year. I was going to film some more videos today, but the lighting during the day was so overcast, and they're not going to go up this week anyway. So, but don't worry, lots of top 10 lists are coming. Let's see here. Jerome, thank you for gifting a membership. 80s model, thank you. Pasi Exy says, hello from Atlantic City, New Jersey. We love you, Grace. I love you too, Atlantic City. Let's see here. Prometheus says, how common are rats in New York? Any places to avoid? They're more common than you would think. We have a real rat problem over here. I think it's not like, Dickensian England, but it's not great. I mean, it's bad enough that, I'm sure Brad's making a pretty penny killing those rats. And I hope he's successful. He deserves every bit of it. Movies TV Review says, hi, Grace. What do you think of Emma Stone as the Invisible Woman for Fantastic Four? But she's not going to be. And what do you think about Jenna Ortega for Raven? I don't think she'll ever do that because she's already Wednesday and it's like the same character. Adam Sphere says, what are your thoughts on the Max A24 deal? I guess Max will take whatever they can get, but I don't think anybody's like, where are those A24 movies dropping? I mean, it's not like they got the Sony movies. Like Netflix has, but I mean, it's a nice feather. It's a nice enough feather in their cap. And A24 has some interesting stuff coming up, but I don't see anything in the near future where you're like, ooh. Let's see here. Oh, going back. Bagel Time. That's a great name. Oh, Optimus Prime Ribs. A lot of food names here. Thank you for gifting a membership. I'll get right back to that other question. Hold on, I'm trying to get to everything. I love you too, Silver Scale. Matt says, what do you think will be HBO's breakout show next year? Ooh, I don't know. I hope people watch True Detective. It's good stuff. Ethan, I was just emailing with Warner Brothers today, being like, where is the color? When can I review The Color Purple? Wasn't the premiere last night? Usually the review embargo would lift when the premiere was, but they won't let me review it, and they still don't even know. They said they were very nice about it, and they thanked me for asking and checking in, and they said they'll let me know early next week. But the social media embargo is lifted, so I can't talk about how amazing it is. Let's see here. Senior Lullaby says, are you going to watch the Game Awards? I'll probably check in after it airs. That's a lot of gaming for me. I'm not a gamer. But I don't believe anything like in my space is dropping, but I'm certainly respectful of it. And I'm happy that it's, I can see it's a majorly big deal. It's one of the reasons I'm not releasing any videos this evening. I'm like, no one's going to pay attention. They're going to be watching the Game Awards. I'm sure there are elements of the show that I'd like to see. And thanks to social media, they'll all be on the Twitters. Let's see here. Bagel Time says, Bagel Time, as a New Yorker, I must love your name. Will you be reviewing Ferrari or Zone of Interest? Not Zone of Interest. I will be reviewing Ferrari. I haven't watched it yet. I'm taking a little breather from awards films because they're just so darn depressing, as I said yesterday. I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'll probably pick them up in a few days. Chris Hardy says, have you seen the Walzer down at Epcot? It looks really nice during the night. It does look nice. It looks a little bit like the Mall Century City in Los Angeles. I don't know how theme park or Disney it looks, but it is lovely. And I think at night it looks the best. I would agree. Danny says, Grace, will Avatar make $3 billion? Oh, no, Avatar 3. Oh, sorry. Grace, will Avatar 3 make $2 billion? I don't know how Jimmy Cameron keeps doing it, but he does. I'm excited to see fire avatars, aren't you? I wonder what color they are. I wonder how they have to do with fire. I'm very curious about this. Now, let's see here. Mark Lovell, Lavelle, I haven't seen the Nielsen ratings yet. Did they come out? Let me look. This is what we're supposed to talk about on Movie Math on Sunday, but I'll look now. Let's see here. Oh, wow. We have a lot to talk about next on Sunday. I'm very excited about this. That's all I'll say. Ooh, excitement. What is this, Doctor Who? Was it a movie? This must have been an announcement. It's not on the Nielsen ratings yet. Interesting. Hi, Brendan. Your enthusiasm is lovely. That was very nice. Abhishek says, Holdovers mini review. You're getting that tomorrow. Let's see here. Oh, thanks, Aiden. I'm glad you like my shirt. GD says, thoughts on Garcelle and Sutton on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I love them. I love them too. Sutton, I'm like, come on, Sutton, like a little bit this season, but she's still way better than Kyle. If I have to pick between Sutton and Kyle, I'm going with Sutton all day long. Shamar Hunter says, what did you think about the Mr. and Mrs. Smith trailer? You know, I think with the casting that they went with, it was so different than Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt that not only did they have to go in a different direction, now that casting makes a lot more sense. So if you haven't seen the new trailer, I thought it was good enough that I actually put it on my list to review. I was like, oh, I should review that. That looks pretty good. So what it is, it's Maya Erskine and Donald Glover. And instead of them being a married couple who don't realize they're both spies, they are two spies who have to have a front as a married couple, and whether or not they fall in love while they're doing their mission. And I thought that was really a nice twist. Oh, Alex, thank you for gifting 10 memberships. That's very generous of you. Hold on, I'm going back here. Boy, wow. I'm sorry here. I'm behind here. 1 second. JLo 1972, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Very nice, very generous of you. Derek B says, Gen Z is always asking where the A24 movies are dropping. I guess that's great, Gen Z. Hello, Upper East Sider. Let's see here. Danny says, hi, Grace. I hope the idea of BTT Access I love the idea of BTT Access membership. Have you seen IMDb's best movies and series of the year? No, I haven't. I don't want it to affect mine. I'm working on mine. Hey, Robert Herring. Thanks for joining. Pastor Madeline, always so nice to see you. Ben Pillow says, glad you're feeling better. Me too, Ben. That was rough. That was a rough 24 hours. Jay Kelly just started season 3 of True Detective. You're going to love it. That's a very good season as well. Maria Carmen Moreno says, would you ever do a collab for a trailer reaction? That would be so cool. My niece is out in New York City from California and says she loves it. I think that would be hard to coordinate, but tell your niece I appreciate that she thought of me. I hope everything's going well with her. Let's see here. Dan M says, do you see noms for Rachel Zegler? Isn't that why she's doing the Actors on Actors? Yeah, I don't know why she's doing Actors on Actors. I'm like, what awards film do you have? I think she's just so happy that Hunger Games did okay and she didn't torpedo it. You know, and I think she and Halle Bailey are unfortunately coming from a very similar perspective, you know, with a lot of the hate that's been directed towards them. Particularly unfairly at Halle Bailey, because Halle Bailey, she ain't saying anything incendiary. Just leave Halle Bailey alone. So I think that was a good matchup. I mean, some of the actors who are in the variety Actors on Actors are not awards. You know, I think they're just more like they're in a big movie this year. Juan Carlos Gayoso said, did you see Wednesday was in the top 10 of iTunes? I don't look at the shows on iTunes, Juan Carlos, although I know that's a big thing for you. Let's see here. Danny says, Grace, I thought you didn't like musicals. I don't like most musicals, which just proves how good they have to be for me to enjoy them. Big League Chew says, hey, Grace, what do you think about so many of the DCEU movies releasing on Netflix? That Zazie trying to get as much money as he can. I'm amazed anyone's willing to pay a lot of money for those movies. I mean, they've done so poorly towards the end. Aaron, I am going to review part 2 of The Crown. I just got the final episode, in fact, today. Hey, Den Silva. Thanks for joining. Albert says, what's your favorite A24 movie? Ooh, I'm not that familiar with the brand off the top of my head, I'm afraid. I'm not an A24 stan, although I know they exist. Charlie Michael says, Grace, what would you ever bring back? Would you ever bring back members-only streams like before the pandemic? I miss them. That's what BCT Inside Access will be. That will be, I'm sorry if I didn't make that clear enough. That will not only be only those level of members allowed in the chat, but only they can watch it. So that will be members only. Jace, I'm sure I'll watch The Iron Claw at some point. I'll watch this. Do you own any VHS? I don't own. I had a mold problem a couple of years ago, as some of you know, and I lost all my belongings. And I sure as heck ain't buying any new VHSs. But my family has VHS tapes, but we still just watch everything on streaming anyway when I'm over there. But we have them. Tiff says, what's your experience with the Batman Arkham games? Heard you mention them before, and to me they're the definitive Batman, better than Nolan and Reeves even. Well, I know a lot of people feel that way, Tiff, and I thought it was wonderful that the Suicide Squad, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, apparently had a beta test like last week, and while everybody broke their NDAs, that was to say positive things. So I think it's Rockstar Games, right? I think they really needed that. Pastor Madeline says she doesn't want those downers of awards films. I know how you feel, Pat. I watched too many in a row, Pastor Madeline. I watched way too many in a row. Kate, as I said earlier, I'm not going to watch the Game Awards, but, I'll keep an eye on it, and I'll certainly watch some of the clips afterwards. Wandering Seth says, Grace, you light up my day. You just lit up my day. I don't want you to divulge location details, but I'm so curious how high up you are. Well, I appreciate the sentiment, Wandering Seth. Let's just leave it at that. But thank you. I am very high up. Let's see here. Victor Di Giovanni says, James Cameron has unlocked what people want to see in theaters. He really has. His whole life, his whole career, he just really has, I think, he really has a finger on the pulse of what people are interested in. SMR Goose, good luck with your Christmas lights. I'm sorry they're giving you a headache. Ben 10 says, hi, Grace. Have you heard something about the Captain America 4 reshoots and maybe MCU movies, new video soon? Maybe. I'm not sure when I would do that one. Let's see how slow things get at the end of the year. Then maybe I will. Although, I guess it would have to focus on the bottom. Although I didn't think the Marvels was that bad. I mean, it wasn't good, but I didn't think it was bad. I haven't heard anything specific about the Captain America 4 reshoots. Drashawn, I'm glad you made it. Daniel Staton says, what do you think of Elon calling for Bob Iger to be fired? Well, he wants him to be fired before Elon Musk's company implodes. I mean, the more upset Elon Musk gets, the more the advertising boycott is hurting the company. Never let him see a sweat or freak out on Twitter. Kiara says, hey, Grace, do you think that Disney can make Elsa canonically LGBTQ in the next movies? As a young queer woman, she changed my life back in 2013, as she did with many others. Love from Italy. Hey, Kiara. I feel bad that my answer is that I don't think that's unlikely, particularly because where Disney is right now. I mean, they just have so many headaches. But I think the best thing they can do is just leave her open-ended so that a lot of people can see themselves in her. But I'm sure, they are continuing with a lot of their LGBT representation. Like, for instance, they just announced their Disneyland nights for 2024, and they're bringing back Pride Night. So, Elsa should definitely appear there. So maybe they can do things like that, I think they have to be sensitive. But I think that it's the benefit of everybody that they handle it just right, because I think this hate is really horrible for all of us to have to deal with. That's really moving, though, Kiara, that the character meant so much for you. I'm glad that they were able to give you that. Josh Does Movies says, with Arcane Season 2 being confirmed for November 2024, when would you release the first trailer for Season 2? All the trailers this weekend got me thinking. Oh, that's a good one, Josh. The Game Awards? No, too early. I think for November 2024, probably Comic-Con. Also because it's a Netflix show. Yeah, it's a Netflix show. Maybe at one of their to-doom events. I can see that too. I wonder if it's been too long. I think Invincible was really hurt by taking so long to come back. Your little brother Gabriel says, Grace, do you think more books should be adapted into movies and television since more audiences are craving more original content? Well, I think that's always the name of the game. So many books are adapted into movies and TV. It's the main source of new content. Let's see here. Oh boy. Hold on. Aiden Braz says, hi, Grace, love the content. Just wondering what Gen V character do you think will show up in The Boys Season 4? I wouldn't be surprised if they all showed up. But I think definitely, Sam and Kate, who went over with Homelander, I think they've got, there's some people who are theorizing the new Black Noir might be Sam, although he seems a little bit short. Sam seems a little bit too short to play Black Noir, but maybe they'll work it out. But I think that those two definitely, and I think they're all going to show up. I think people like those characters too much. I think they're going to show up a little bit. Hey, Hosea, that's so nice of you to say I love you too. David Hughes says, Halle Bailey has the Color Purple movie. Any awards contenders for that film? Well, not Halle Bailey because her role is too small. But I would think that movie would be a very strong awards contender. And yes, the first one, I don't think it actually had any wins, but it did get a lot of nominations. Zay says, hey, will you be doing a top 10 worst movies for the year or just flops for the year? I have a video coming probably in the next week or so, but I did write it out today. I'm glad you appreciate my spicy savageness. Matt Thornton says, what do you hope to see in Harley Quinn season 5? I'm very excited about them taking on like their version of Gotham City Sirens. And they're kind of like mixing it with Birds of Prey. So I think that works. So that's great. Nacho Flores says, hey, Grace, what do you think Poor Things will do for Emma Stone's career? I think it is interesting that she and Margot Robbie have switched places. I think based on the projects that Emma Stone is signing up for, I think she's done trying to be in big blockbusters. And that's interesting that you say that about Margot Robbie. I think Margot Robbie is still, like in like the middle. I think she's still trying to do both. It's hard for me to say what Poor Things will do for Emma Stone's career because I want to see how the general public reacts. I feel that people are going to be absolutely shocked at how graphic the movie is. But let's see. You know, I got to see what those audience scores are. We'll talk about it on Movie Math on Sunday because, you know, at the very least we'll have a Rotten Tomatoes audience score. Brett, I did watch The Holdovers. I watched it on Monday evening. Mark Burns, you're waiting to clock out, huh? Oh, is it Rocksteady? My apologies. Rocksteady makes the Arkham games. Mudstar the Awesome says, the Game Awards are tonight. I'm hoping that they announce the voice actor for Shadow in the third Sonic movie. Oh, I hope they do. I hope you get that. Devin Pullen says, Grace and BTT, love you guys. Sophie Turner-Smith for Storm. I agree. Gotta keep screaming it and manifesting. I agree. Although, interestingly, I think it's Jodie Smith Turner, right? But anyway, Joshua Jackson, her ex, is now dating Lupita Nyong'o. There's a little bit of gossip for you. Zach Abbey says, what do you think of The Color Purple? Halle seems to have a much smaller part. Who's the standout? Oh, you got to wait for my review. But I will say, I mean, I think Taraji is the weakest of those three between Danielle Brooks, Taraji P. Henson, and Fantasia. I think, I forgot her last name. I'm sorry. But I think that Danny and Fantasia are stronger and Taraji, not weaker, but just, you know, it's the less bold of the three roles. Elise says, will you watch the Doctor Who special with Neil Patrick Harris? Is that who you mean? I don't know. I'm not really feeling Doctor Who. I think it might just be too far removed for me. Luke, I don't know if I'm going to review All of Us or Strangers. I just think it's too small a movie. Pond Megastore says, have you seen Godzilla Minus One or will you in theaters? Thoughts if you did see it. You know, as I've said before, I was going to go and see it on the Wednesday. It had an early access screening. I even had tickets, but then my family decided to have a holiday thing, like a holiday get-together. And I chose to go hang out with my family. And then CCXP came up, and CCXP, the Brazil Comic Con, and so I decided to cover that instead, so I couldn't go and see Godzilla then. And so now it's too late. You know, like there's from a business perspective, it's too late to review the movie. If you don't review a movie when it comes out, it just is not worth it. Like, it takes so much time and effort for me to make my videos. It's not worth it. Heather, you're off for the rest of the day. That's fantastic. Party. Matt says, Grace, are all the cameos filmed but not used in Doctor Strange 2 like Balder the Brave? Is he going to appear in other projects like Avengers 5 or 6? I'd be surprised if he did. You know, I think it was supposed to be Daniel Craig. I don't know if he'd want to, like, what would be the point at this point? Maybe they do another Thor Loki movie, and it was Daniel Craig. Joe87 says, in Edinburgh, the rats line up and sing Christmas carols. That's not very nice to Edinburgh. I hear it's a lovely place. Xavier Ramos says, bonjour from the birthplace of cinema. Ah, Paris. Checking out the Festival of Lights and had time to join the stream. Ah, bonjour. Right back at you, Xavier. I love Paris. Barbara Seville says, is The Color Purple a filmed version of the musical or a whole new show? Well, it's a filmed version of the musical, but not like Hamilton. It's a full-on movie. Let's see here. Kevin Henderson says, loving Kelly Thompson's Captain Marvel and Black Widow runs. Her Birds of Prey, I think is exceptional. And Carlos Gomez's art. Who are your favorite Marvel writers and artists? I like the new Captain Marvel. I think it's pretty good. I still haven't read the Black Widow comic, even though I own it. And I'm really liking her Birds of Prey, her take on Birds of Prey. I'm enjoying a couple of things now. I should go back to posting the comics that I'm buying on social media. But I'm reading a few. I'm still kind of really enjoying Archie comics. It's a good way for me to unwind. Let's see. You guys are asking me too many questions about The Color Purple. I gotta wait for my review. I'm sorry. Prometheus says, can I start on any season if I wanted to try Fargo? You sure can. Fargo, all the seasons are standalone. I recommend seasons 1 and 2 and then jump to 5. Kagriel says, who do you want to win the Amazing Race and who are your favorite teams for this season? I love the show. I like all the teams for the final 3. I think the Beards, even though they both don't have beards, are my least favorite. And I like the other 2 teams. I'd be happy with either one of them. Although I wouldn't be unhappy if the Beards won. I just feel the other 2, I just like them a touch better. I think very good teams this year. I'm a scooch sad that not a single woman made it into the final 3 teams, but it is what it is. JLo 1972, I'd love to watch Anatomy of a Fall. So it's not at all depressing. Isn't it about a murder? But I will watch it, but it might be between Christmas and New Year's. Zach Abbey says, Grace, what Inside Out feeling do you want to see? None of them. I don't like feelings, as many of you know. I'm like, there's none of that going on inside of me. Vera Morris says, do you think Dot from this season of Fargo is being selfish? No, I don't think so. I mean, she might not be making the best choices, but I think she's fighting for survival and for the life that she's managed to get for herself. I don't think she handled that electrified window very well, though. That was the one thing that I thought was unfortunate. Derek B says, is there any chance of a Bottoms watch-along in 2024? Best comedy of the year, and Ayo Edebiri is the star. I agree with that. I love her. It'd make my gay heart very happy. Oh, that's very kind of you, Derek. Maybe, I don't know. I know that's a very adult movie, so I don't know if it's a good choice for like a public watch-along, but I appreciate the suggestion. Hey, Utaka. Thanks for upgrading. Jason says, hello from cold Cleveland. Any MCU or DC scoops we should keep an eye out for? I'm glad you like my share. Thank you. I haven't heard anything. I mean, I've been talking to my sources, and we're all like, why is it so slow? Because I was like, where's the Fantastic Four casting? And my source was like, beats me. So it's just really crazy right now. The guy, Taiwan says, please release the Randolph Invincible review. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Thanksgiving was crazy. I didn't get to do it. And as I said, if I don't do something when it happens, it just is not worth the effort and time. I'm sorry about that. I feel bad. I will try to cover let's see when the next half drops, if that's a little bit easier. I thought it was really good. I thought it was really well done. I thought it was incredibly nuanced and extremely well written, and I wish more people were paying attention to it. Allegedly Danny, that's a great name, says, the question about books makes me wonder if video games are the new source to find material, especially since it's already visualized. when books are not. Yeah, totally. Hollywood always gets its trends and its crazes. Jay says, Grace, if you heard anything about Anna Paquin as Rogue for Deadpool 3, her filmography page on Wikipedia is suspiciously sparse. I haven't heard anything, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't want to know. I mean, I'd like to be surprised by some of this stuff when I see the movie. You know, I mean, I know my job is scooping, but even I'm like, I'd like, you know, because it affects my experience. Casey says, any comments on this week's reality TV shows? It was wonderful. I loved watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Amazing Race back to back. It was a wonderful evening. Sion, I don't know where Severance Season 2 is. I mean, it must have been really bad behind the scenes. Brett D says, any update on Beyond the Spider-Verse? When do you think it'll get released? 2025? 2026? I have a feeling spring, summer, 2026. That would be just a disaster. It can't take that long for these second halves. And I think this is maybe why they shouldn't be doing two-parters. But I haven't heard anything. I hope it's not that long. Joe87 says, Grace, what show do you think I should start first? The Boys or Yellow Jackets? The Boys, for sure. Especially since I thought Yellow Jackets kind of fell apart in season 2. Aiden Brass says, hey, Grace, love the content. I already answered that one. Let me go catch back up to what's going on. Hector Vega says, are you going to watch American Symphony? So sad, but so beautiful. That's wonderful, but I don't think that I'm going to have time to watch it. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Let's see here. Mr. Badger says, hi, Grace. Will there be more neurodivergent representation in blockbusters? I am autistic, and we are often portrayed as caricatures. We haven't had any openly autistic movie stars since Daryl Hannah. I didn't know Daryl Hannah was autistic. Good for her. That's a very complex question, Mr. Badger, and perhaps you could be the change that you want to see. Maybe you should consider writing a short story or a comic or a script even, and try to figure out how you would like to see these characters portrayed. But I think it's very tricky, and I think it would be hard for someone who didn't have a direct relationship with that situation, either themselves or a family member or a loved one, to tell that story. But, you know, maybe something like Coda will eventually come along. Hosea says, do you think Omni-Man could beat Superman? Yes, because Omni-Man's willing to go for the kill, whereas Superman will not. Spooky Tones, I watched some of the first half of the Squid Game challenge, but I was like, yeah, and I didn't watch the rest of it. And I'm surprised they renewed it for a second season. That's a lot of money they're giving away. Adam Sphere says, I know you said you just don't want to review Godzilla, but here's $5 to go see the movie in theaters. Oh, Adam Sphere, I feel bad. I'm not going to go and see it. I just don't have the time, and I don't want to tell you that I'm going to go. But that's very kind of you. I will put that $5 towards, Beyond the Trailer. But I feel bad. I feel bad. I did spend the money that you guys gave me for chicken nuggets on chicken nuggets. John Thrasher says, can we please do a poll of some kind? That's hilarious. Okay, we'll do a poll. Okay, what remaining 2023 movies are you going to see? 1 second. In theaters. Aquaman 2, Wonka, The Color Purple, all from Warner Brothers. That's insane. And then, I guess we'll do not going to the movies. All right. Now, anyone can vote in a poll. You don't have to be a member to vote in a poll. Hey, Drago. Thank you very much. Brett Crandall says, hi, Grace. What's your favorite Robin Hood adaptation? I guess I'd have to go with the Kevin Costner one because of Alan Rickman as the villain. Hey, Matthew Mahar. Thank you for upgrading. I appreciate it. Oh, I didn't know Dan Aykroyd was also autistic. That's fantastic. Mike Flavin says, with the female perspective on society, religion in a similar vein to the Joker movie. What are you talking about, Mike? But thank you. Thank you for your kind words. I appreciate that. There must be a first part of your question. Jake Van Norton says, just finished watching The Boys season 1 for the first time. Oh, welcome to the party. It was so good, and I'm so excited to see where Starlight and Huey's relationship goes after this. You're going to have such a good time. The show is so good. Yes, happy 9-month anniversary, Jake. Devin, I haven't heard any tea on Ironheart, except everybody talking about how delayed it was. And Jennifer S., I haven't heard anything about The Last of Us season 2 either. Bruce Wayne says, how much do you think Deadpool will make overall? Well, I got to see the trailers. I got to see what the attitude is towards Disney and Marvel when it comes out. Hey, Uatu, thank you for gifting a membership. I still think it could make $1 billion maybe, but I'm not sure. Wanda the Witch says, hi Grace, my first boyfriend post coming out as bisexual dumped me just as I confessed my love. He told me he doesn't feel the same way. Now I tested positive for COVID. Oh, you're having a rough week, Wanda, but your videos are a great comfort. Well, try to always put a positive spin on stuff. Like, at least he didn't waste your time anymore, right? I mean, I'm glad he was honest with you. And good riddance. See ya. Bye-bye. As I've said to other people before on these live streams, I really think it's important, don't look back, don't get pulled back into the drama of your past. Just look forward to the next relationship. Hey, right now, maybe you don't even need to be in a relationship. Just focus on yourself. Focus on getting better from COVID. Really, I mean, I think when you think about that you could have spent a lot of time in a relationship that was not going to work out, I mean, then this is the best thing that could have happened under the circumstances. But I am sorry that happened to you, and I'm glad you're trying to stay positive, and I'm glad that I'm able to, myself and the BTT community are able to help you out a little bit. Zach Abbey says, Team Kyle or Team Sutton on gaslighting Denise. That was pretty horrible. I don't know why Erica pretended she didn't know what Denise was talking about, although Denise was super drunk. MM92, thank you for gifting a membership. Andre, I didn't see the Halo Season 2 trailer because, Paramount Plus makes it very difficult to cover their stuff, so I just have been ignoring it. But I'm glad that it looked a little bit better. Okay, let's see how the poll is. All right. Here it comes. Hey, Michael. Hey, Lisa. I'm glad you guys just both made it. What remaining 2023 movies are you going to see in theaters? 38% of you are not going at all. Yikes. Aquaman 2 is next with 28%. That's pretty good. Wonka has just 19%, and then The Color Purple at 12%. Oh, that's brutal. But Warner Brothers is like, we still got like 62% when we put them all together. Travis says, Gracie, I will be seeing Aquaman 2 with my sons, Wonka and The Color Purple with my wife. So I will be seeing all three in theaters. Great to be A-list, right? A-list is pretty awesome, and you're going to have a great time. Let's see here. William Medina says, how many trailers will play at the Super Bowl? Too early to tell. We'll start to get a better idea in late January. Elpidio says, hey, Grace, I watched your review, but any thoughts on how American Fiction will be received? I hope really well. I wish it was funnier than it is, but I think it's a really strong movie, and so I hope that it's well received. James Griffin says, do you think Mr. and Mrs. Smith would have been stronger if Phoebe Waller-Bridge had stayed, or do you think it would be better without her? I think better without her. I think she's much taller than Donald Glover. I think that she can make some really negative statements like Rachel Zegler and Brie Larson. And also, I think she's been now in some, not only was she really a problem, and I like her work, by the way, in Fleabag quite a bit, but she was awful in Star Wars and she was awful in Indiana Jones. And so I think that's just too much baggage to bring onto the new show. Carson, I don't know what the 2024 Disney animated movie is. And then Danny says, Grace, do you think 2024 will be slow due to multiple delays? I think the beginning of it will be slow. I think the beginning of the year is going to be very difficult. But I hope there's lots of news stories, hopefully. Danny, A-List is the AMC Theater subscription service. You can just see 3 movies up to 3. You can hold 3 tickets at a time, unlimited. It's great. Bruce Wayne says SAG agreement is a shoo-in to be ratified. It was just ratified earlier this week, and only 38% voted, which I thought was so bizarre, considering it was such an important vote. Hank Deasy says, what's your prediction for Rebel Moon? I think that, I think it'll be very good in its space. It'll do very well there, but I don't know if it's going to break out beyond the Snyder fandom. Let's see. Oh, wow. Gareth, thank you for gifting so many memberships. That's very generous of you. Thank you so much. And then Mike Flavin says, hi, Grace. How do you feel about a Raven origin movie focusing on her mother, Arel, with a female perspective on, oh, that's what you were saying, on society and religion in a similar vein to the Joker movie? Well, Mike, that's interesting. I think maybe they might try and do that kind of commentary with the Joker, too, with Harley Quinn. But I don't know if Raven's the best character for that. I don't know if I would do a Raven solo movie. But I like your enthusiasm. Carl Moritz says, rumors are they are bringing a Warcraft show to Netflix. Have you heard anything? And how would you feel if they adapted your short story? Thanks for remembering, Carl. I wrote some short manga stories for Warcraft when I was just getting started. I think that's a great idea. I think video games are really hot right now, and Warcraft is obviously a really cool title. And if they could do it right, like One Piece, I think it could be very successful for them. Let's see here. I love everybody talking about how they just got a membership. That's so awesome. Clash to me says, who would you cast Tom Blythe as in Gunn's DCU? I'm not sure. He just got a new movie, so good for Tom Blythe. I'm very happy for him. I'm not sure. I have to see him a little bit out of the Coriolanus Snow role because he just so embodied that to me. The Fawn says, Taylor Swift and Beyonce film watch along? That would take so long. Are they both close to 3 hours? I don't think I can. That's a lot. Dimitri says, Grace, will you be watching Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1 and 2? Are those the new animated movies? Unlikely. I don't really like DC animation these days. Tammy says, hey, Grace, thank you for the recommendation on Fargo. Awesome show. Have you seen or heard anything about the movie Eileen with Anne Hathaway? I know somebody who watched it and didn't love it, so I've just kind of been avoiding it because it doesn't really have any traction, so it's like, no, it's not like I need to see it. I don't know when Percy Jackson is dropping. Have they announced either way what time it drops? Oh, Prometheus, tell us how Eileen is. Link says, hey, Grace, do you think Deadpool 3 will be disrespectful towards the X-Men films? That's my only worry about Deadpool 3. My love and nostalgia for the Fox X-Men franchise means a lot more to me than the MCU. No, I think they'll definitely, because they know that they want people to see it because they like it. You know, just like No Way Home, you know, everybody was excited to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield come back. But I think they're going to make fun of some of the stuff that we can all agree could have been better. But I think they're going to do it with love. Danny, I do plan to cover What If Season 2. Staggervore says, did Disney Plus already make plans to combine with Hulu? They sure did. It'll officially happen next year, but right now it's in a beta test. But unfortunately, you can only participate in the beta if you subscribe to Hulu independently. But when they probably do roll it into Disney Plus, there will definitely be a price increase because it's just so much more content on the service. I think when Hulu and Disney Plus combine, that is going to be a real juggernaut of a service. It looks real good right now in the beta. David Q knows what I'm talking about. Riley Steele says, thoughts on Gunn confirming that no Ivy projects are coming. Well, we have Harley Quinn season 5. I think they're taking care of the character. I don't want to see DC continue to tell different versions of characters at the same time. It splits the audience. People should get behind one version of the character and that's it. Brett, I feel very passionate about it, as you can see. Brett Crandall says, could Apollo ever end up in Wonder Woman's pantheon being named after the god? I think he and Midnighter are Warner Brothers' safest bet for LGBT representation. I would love to see that, and I think putting them in the Wonder Woman space is a really interesting idea, actually. All right, I better get going. Let me do shout-outs now. All right, let's switch to shout-outs. We've had a good 45-minute chat. So what's everybody up to? Just tell me what you're doing, what you're up to. Oh, you guys are all so nice to thank people who give you the memberships. So polite. You're all so nice. Carson Johnson says, I've been rewatching Hawkeye for Christmas and forgot how amazing it is. That's awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying that. I liked it when I watched it, but I don't know if I would watch it again. MM92 is eating cheesecake. Delicious. While Denzel is at the McDonald's drive-in. Anyone want anything? Careful, Denzel. We're all going to crowd into your car. Brett Crandall is sending invoices in Kansas, while Starry is eating some chicken tenders while watching you. Oh, yay! Thank you for the amazing stream, as always. My pleasure, Starry. I'm so glad that you had a good time joining the stream. Tiff says, waiting for the Game Awards, getting snacks ready, and going to get some drinks. Yeah, I'm glad I could keep, unlike the Game Awards pre-show. I knew I had to do the live stream before that because I know it's coming up fast. Hank Deasy is headed to a company holiday party. Oh, I hope you have a great time. And then, let's see here. David says, watching from Ireland, watching Wonka tomorrow. Very excited. Have a great time, David. Yeah, Wonka opened in a lot of countries today or yesterday. Oh, Brian, happy 1-year anniversary to us. And I love the UK flag there. That looks fantastic. C33, I'm sorry you feel ignored. I'm sorry. There's a lot of comments. That's so cute and adorable. I send you a hug through the screen. I'm sorry. Hector Vega is wrapping Christmas gifts. Boy, you are ahead of schedule. I only have one. My family's all, because we're all adults, we're all doing just one Christmas gift to each person. You only have to get one gift for each person this year. And so I have only one of the gifts that I need. So I got to go shopping. Hey, Disney. It's always so nice to see you. I love your avatar. Danny says, completing my shift. Much love from Guatemala as always. Hi, Danny. I always love seeing you. Spooky Tone says, prepping before I start making some yummy steak and cheese. That does sound yummy. Michael McKenna says, working on my Spotify Christmas playlist. It's time for holiday tunes. I've been listening to them. I've been enjoying them very much. Russ says, in Melbourne, Australia, creating a home gym in my garage. Should be done today. Look at you, getting ready for those 2024 New Year's resolutions. That's fantastic. A gift to yourself. Adam Sphere says, pulling electrical wire in a job in Dallas. Oh, be careful. Be careful. Link says, I'm waiting for the Game Awards as well. I'm excited to see Timothée Chalamet presenting tonight. Wonka was a gem. See, I told you Wonka was good. That's awesome that Timmy's going to be there. That's so great. Let's see here. CJ just landed back in New York City after a business trip in New England. Welcome back, CJ. I hope Marvel was okay without you. Bye, Danny. Rashad says, watching the Batman before I leave for work. Always a good time. While Mudstar the Awesome says, eating pizza rolls and awaiting for the Game Awards. You make a great pre-show, Grace. Oh, I'm so happy to be able to keep you guys company. Elise is watching Doctor Who. Well, Matt says, coming at you as always from work in Michigan with a cup of coffee. A cup of joe. And Al Watch is eating a sweet pineapple empanada while reading Thunderbolts #1. I have that. I haven't read it yet, but I bought that. Is it good? I've never had a sweet pineapple empanada. That sounds delicious. Mike Flavin says, I don't think Super Chats will allow me or maybe anyone else to send text from the words, with the words. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right, Mike. That is, there's some words that are blocked. Pixie Mermaid says, making dinner, Spam and Gohan. Oh, I've never heard of that. Well, David Q says, finishing work from home, then doing some laundry, dreading folding it after. Just think how good it'll feel when you're all done, David. And then Ricardo Sanchez says, thanks for the fun stream. Now going back to watch I'm a Celebrity Now. I heard that's been a crazy season. Love from Brian and Ricardo in Edinburgh. Hello. Riley Steele says, Grace, do you not like Dune? Trying to get some Dune questions answered out here. I like Dune enough. I'm not super jazzed about the sequel, but I enjoyed the first movie. I haven't heard anything about Dune. That's really more the issue. Well, Dakota Swallow, what a name, says snacking on some cinnamon loaf cake before watching Julia on Max. So what do you think of the new season? I thought it wasn't as good as season 1. And Max, hey Max, says watching your live stream from Orlando, Florida. Can't wait to watch the making of Squid Game, the challenge. Oh, that does sound good. Maybe I'll watch that. I also have not been able to watch Behind the Attraction, which I just am so excited about, but I'm focused now on Christmas movies. And then Mr. MM Disney 200 says Hallie wrote a song for The Color Purple, so she might be nominated for that. Maybe. That would be great. That would be good for her. I would love to see her get the love. Oh, Natalie Sue, you agree about my Julia opinion? I appreciate that. And then Maria says, working on my extended break. Oh, that's great. And Riley Steele says, oh, gotcha. Love the stream anyway. Love from Brooklyn. Oh, that's great. And Marty also loves Behind the Attraction. While Leo Galaxy says, I'm currently writing my own gay animated film since Disney is too cowardly to do it. Good for you, Leo. Good for you. Nimona did a lot to start that ball rolling. And then Aneka says, hi from Los Angeles. Going to Disneyland tomorrow. Will be so nice to have a day off of work. Aneka, I'm super jealous of you. You're getting a day off and you're going to Disneyland. Have a fabulous time. And I know that you will. And Liz Onar says, I'm at least happy for this chat today and grateful for finding this channel this year. Oh, that's such a nice thing to say, Liz Onar. That means so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're a part of the community. And Terry says, glad I caught the stream today, Grace. I'm back to work next week, so I won't be able to watch unless I can do it when I take lunch. Maybe, Terry. Maybe. But thank you for joining us while you could. All right, everybody, I better get going, and you better get ready for the Game Awards if you're watching. And there will be a video going up tomorrow, and then we'll start again next Movie Math on Sunday, and then Monday. Monday's live stream will be at 11 a.m. because the Golden Globe nominations are coming out, and I will be covering them live. So mark your calendar for that. And so we'll probably definitely have 3 streams next week because we're going to get off to a good start on Monday. All right, everybody, bye. Bye-bye.